the predicament that the state is facing regarding the UGC regulations. What? I would only submit this, my lords, with the current state, till they have the regular recruitment, my lords, process. At least, my lords, we have to only obtain either write an exam, my lords, that is the NET or the ACT exams. That's at least about a year and a half if we get time. Because most of us are almost in 50, 55, 56, some of us. We are about 150 intervening applicants who have been working as guest lecturers from my lords 2000, almost 20, 25 years we have worked. So all that we say is, my lords, at least till they have the regular recruitment, till about 27th January. There are 2 exams in a year, I am told, we are informed. The SET exams and the NET exams. At least give us an opportunity so that we will at least make our attempts to take up those exams, and then the single judge has anyway held that we are entitled for the marks, for the experience. That will come to our aid. With this exam, my lords, we might qualify. That's our...
Yes. I'm making my submission on the writ petition, my lords, not appeal, my lords, not on the submission made to the senior counsel, my lords, because
it's a human problem. That's the only reason.
Your Lordship may kindly see, my lords, the prayer in the writ petition, my lords. Your Lordship could get writ petition at page 63. Lords, the prayer at page 75. Lordship got it?
Yes.
Yes. Issue a writ in the nature of certiorari in the bottom, Lords, to quash the impugn notification dated 24/8/23 Annexure J, insofar as selection of PG graduates only without insisting of NET/SLET PhD, which is contrary to UGC regulations and guidelines, and directing the respondent number 2 to redo the entire first round of counseling with so and so. But since by the time this order was passed, Lords, that stage was passed. That academic year was also passed, Lords. The prayer is to stick to the UGC regulations and guidelines and not to prescribe, Lords, any qualification or not to derail or deviate from the UGC regulations. Because what did the state government do, Lords? Your Lordship, I kindly turn to Annexure J. The typed copy is at page 128.
Yes. Yes.
Lords, in the bottom, the merit list will be prepared subject-wise for candidates who meet the following criteria. These criteria, while fixing this,
Yes.
they have categorized as general qualification, 25 marks. For that, they have said maximum 25 marks of total percentage secured in their 2 years post-graduation is to be taken into consideration. Like that, they have said. Then, if obtained PhD degree, 12 marks. If NET or KSET or LSET obtained 9 marks. Obtained MPhil degree, 6 marks.
Yes.
In fact, my lords, as per UGC regulations, all these cumulatively is the required qualification. A person should have a post-graduation, then he shall have either the NET qualification, NET exam passed, or equivalent state entrance eligibility test, SLET, he should have passed. And he should also obtain, be a PhD holder. Is the qualification as per UGC regulations. What they have done, they have split it. And my lords, what they have done, they have given time for having additional, in the previous round of litigation, my lords, what had happened, lordship would also get that judgment, which is also part of the writ petition, my lords. at page 202.
Yes.
Very same issue was considered. Then, Milords, in that judgment, both this issue of giving weightage as well as having a clause, Milords, the clause 6, which was discussed, Milords, which said that though that appointment was made for 10 months, all the candidates were given 3 years time to acquire UGC regulation. The appointment itself was for 10 months. So that's why it was challenged, and it was, my lords, at page 206, your lordship would get the observation where the court, learned single judge in a previous judgment had discussed.
Yes.
Para 4, my lords, I'll read. However, on the question whether the state government could appoint any person as a guest lecturer without the UGC prescribed qualification, granting time to acquire such qualification within a period of 3 years, and with the stipulation that if such qualification is not acquired within 3 years, there would be no further appointment as guest lecturer. Mr. So-and-so, the Council for UGC, relying upon the regulation 13 of the UGC regulation for minimum qualification for appointment of teachers and other 2018 regulation, my lords, submits that this regulation is categorically that even for appointment of guest lecturers, the minimum educational qualifications prescribed by the UGC must be insisted upon. Regulation 13 is extracted, my lords. I'll not read that, my lords, because it clearly says that the two things it says. One is only 10% of the staff could be appointed through this mode, and they should also have the same qualification which is prescribed for appointing an assistant professor on a regular mode. Then, my lords, paragraph 5, Mr. So-and-so, the learned principal government advocate, cannot dispute that the UGC regulation prevails, and he points out that clause is not part of the subsequent circular dated so-and-so. In the light of this submission and the submissions of Mr. So-and-so, this court must observe that state must consider continuance of the clause lest the impugned clause 6 is cited without application of mind to the prevailing circumstances to accommodate those who do not possess minimum qualification as guest lecturer in terms of UGC regulation. The petitioner's grievance was on weightage. I'll not go on that, because that is not an issue here. So this issue regarding even the guest lecturers, so-called guest lecturers, must possess the required qualifications prescribed by UGC is no longer restricted. This order is final. This is not challenged. In fact, state has followed this. But though the state has understood it properly, which is forthcoming in their subsequent deliberations, but they try to forego that and read it in a different way and caused the very same confusion. They did not modify the very same qualifications they prescribed in the subsequent notification. There, as I said, my lords, having a post-graduation in the respective degree in the respective stream with NET or SLET, with PhD, all these together are the minimum qualification for appointment of any person as assistant professor as per UGC regulation. If I may pass on the entire, because the UGC regulation is there in the petition on bits and pieces, hence I thought if the court may permit, I'll pass on the entire copy of the regulation, my lords. My lords, it starts from page 57 because first 56 pages are Hindi version of it. Hence, English version I have produced, my lords. page 57, if I may put. If I may, Lord's page 59, Your Lordship.
Yes.
58, my lords, recruitment and qualification. 3, regulation 3, it starts.
Yes.
3.2, my lords, it says the minimum qualification required for the post of assistant professor, associate professor, professor, senior professor, principal, assistant librarian, deputy librarian, librarian, assistant director of physical education and sports, deputy director and physical education sports, and director of physical education and sport shall be specified by the UGC in these regulations. Then the national eligibility 3.3 Roman 1, my lords, the national eligibility test or an accredited test, state level eligibility test shall remain minimum eligibility for appointment of assistant professor and equivalent position wherever provided in these regulations. Further set shall be valid as the minimum eligibility for direct recruitment to universities, colleges and institutions in the respective state only, provided that candidates who have been awarded with PhD degree in accordance with the University Grants Commission minimum standard for procedure of award of MPhil PhD degree regulations 2009 or UGC minimum standard of MPhil degree regulation 2006 and their subsequent amendment from time to time as the case may be shall be exempted for the requirement of minimum eligibility of so and so net slate for recruit appointment of assistant professor or equivalent position in the university college institution, provided further that MPhil PhD. My only concern then, my lords, what must be the minimum qualification for each post or in each stream, my lords? It is there in the fourth regulation. A fourth regulation would specifically state in each stream what should be the qualification for assistant professor, associate professor, like this it is. In any stream, my lord, for the sake of assistant professor, post-graduation in that particular stream, then net slate and PhD are qualification. Now, my lords, even in this impugned judgment, the state has now the only ground that was canvassed by the state is that unavailability of the candidate. I would rather submit it is a subsequent development in the statement now made, my lords, but it was not the stand of the government before the learners' Singh. Secondly, my lords, if lordship sees when UG, Honorable Apex Court also time and again held, my lords, and they are, even the state is not disputing that UGC, the academic qualifications or qualifications prescribed by UGC are mandatory, my lords. They are now trying to find out an excuse. My only concern is that, my lords, even now, their submission is that now they have at least given the statistics according to which, my lords, only in 3-4 subjects they don't have qualified teachers. Their basis is that last time the statistics says, first column, it has the post for which last time appointment was last academic year, guest faculties were appointed, not the post vacant this time. And then, my lords, among the persons applied, so many have qualifications, so many do not have qualifications, what they are saying. But that is not exhaustive, because if they make appointment, my lords, based on only now, and then if they call for, there is still chance that qualified people may apply. So among those who have applied now is the only basis for them to say that they are not finding people.
No, as far as qualification is concerned, what is being asked for is a one-time relaxation. to allow for
That
the
also,
next
my lords, even for the sake of argument, if it is taken, my lord, even they have done the 3 years relaxation they have given.
No, no, we'll give this 1 year, 1 day, 1 year's relaxation.
No, my submission is this. Yes, my lords, now they have asked for. Very same people, admittedly, as submitted by the Learner Senior Council, are teaching since last almost 2 decades. And even if, that's why, my lords, the first judgment I read,
No, no. Till now, whatever be the, if they want another 1 year relaxation,
yes, my lord,
that is 2 exams or the next exam. 1 exam more where they can sit and
my humble submission, my lords, UGC may not have the authority to give such exemption. Because we can only lay down or put forth, my lords, our stand, and
assuming that we accept this time that this is a minimal qualification. They can't, this is not something that can be derogated from.
yes, my lords, the worry,
But was there a one time for want of,
the worry is this, my lords. After a long time, this matter had come up, and the learner single judge has held that you cannot and you shall not appoint anybody without qualification, because it's a matter of students' interest. Even then, my lords, if I'm not wrong, more than 1,000 petitioners are there before the learner single judge now, challenging a notification which was issued in compliance of this order which is under challenge. There they have taken 100 such grounds. I'm not on their right. Many would, because it is, of course, I may rather submit that appointing, as lordships have rightly observed while the learned advocate general was making submission, almost more than 2 to 3 times of the sanctioned posts we have guest faculty, which is not a scenario which was anticipated.
that is the second point.
Yes,
Now you want to restrict them to 10%. That obviously can't be, today if you restrict them to 10%,
yes.
then
We have, my lords, in fact, issued a guidelines, my lords. Page 93 is our revised guidelines, which we issued to all the universities, my lords.
93, yes.
93,
Yes.
annexure E, my lords.
Yes.
There, considering all this, we have said 2 things, my lords. One is, lords, this point second. Point number 2, my lords.
So this is only when you are remitting into 50,000 rupees a month.
No, not that. The second point, my lords. I am on the second point. The guest faculty be appointed only against a sanctioned post. However, for the universities where the sanctioned posts are not adequate as per the teaching working load, the number of guest faculties to be appointed can be to 20% over and above the sanctioned post. This is considering the practical difficulties, my lords, universities would
No, but even that, if the statistics are accepted, then we are talking about 6,000-7,000 is sanctioned.
yes, my lords. Our concern is why government, when knowing that there are so many students and the teachers are not in adequate number,
But some time will have to be given to them.
that's why this arrangement is there.
If you don't give them time to conform to it, it's not that they will be able to do it within 3-4 months. They still require some time to get. some-
UGC as a body, my lords, would not interfere in the service matters, my lords. That's why, my lords, though this is, they are already in excess, my lords, because state has its own Article 208 would also come to their rescue, and the Honorable Apex Court in several matters, including Jagdish Prasad Sharma's matter, has held that service conditions are concerned. State may have to adopt our regulation, otherwise if they deviate from it, because they have a better say, because it also involves financial aspect. So UGC would not impose anything on them. But our only concern is that even on that issue, my lords, whether we like it or not, there are more people than required, and they are appointing more number of teachers, guest faculties than what could be imagined or prescribed under UGC regulations. I'm not on that. But on qualification, my lord, at least somebody somewhere has to put their foot down and say that this cannot be accepted. Otherwise, my lords, it would jeopardize the interest. Very same teachers, those who now sought for 1 year's extension, were given 3 years extension. Even the state has given them extension. That extension got over by 1st of January 2025. After the first judgment, understanding that judgment in a different way, they have extended it. After that, they have issued notification where they have said that UGC regulations are mandatory. That's why all these challenges. Only such a relaxation should not keep their doors open for subsequent challenge and continue the status quo, is what my worry and concern. Otherwise, my lords, I may not be in a position to make any more submission on that. As UGC, as a council for UGC, or UGC cannot give such concession. But if lordships take a view, that's a different, my lords. But that only caution that may have to be considered is that such exemptions are used as a tool to keep the status quo continuing, and this would become a lobby, my lords. Now 10,000 people is a big number. Every year they have to renew, every year they have to apply. They have some mechanism, they are coming back again and again. Now, when they have been shaken on the qualification, my lords, this has also been stalled. If I'm correct, my lords, I think more than 1,000, 2,000 petitioners are already there before the learner single judge. Some have even sought a review of this by challenging the same by a separate order also. So this, somewhere it should end, my lords. That is the only submission.
Yes.
And one more submission, my lords. There are so many, even 3 months ago, just before the vacation, my lords, state sought permission from the court, sought modification of the interim order to fill up 1,500 odd vacant posts, because it has to be filled up. And the state could get qualified people. All of them were appointed for a period of 3 months and they were over. So one concern is that many who are qualified are outside, and those who are not qualified are inside, and they are able to manage the system. That is the problem.
Just one submission, one clarification, my lords, on the UGC minimum qualifications. Lords, my learned friend said, postgraduate degree, my lords, with 55%, along with net or SLET. That is the qualification. But if you have a PhD, you are exempted from net or SLET. That is the national eligibility test or the state level eligibility test. It is not that PhD is an additional qualification. No. That is how it reads. For the post, page 89, my lords, or that regulation itself.
Regulation.
Let's see. No. Page number, my lords, have 4.1, my lords.
4.1. Yes.
4.1. Yeah. I'll just read, my lords. Eligibility: a master's degree with 55% marks, bottom of the page. 55% marks or an equivalent grade in a grade point scale wherever the grading system is followed in a concerned relevant allied subject.
No, you are looking at associate professor.
Assistant, my lords. Assistant is lecturer, my lords.
All right.
Assistant professor and lecturer is the same nomenclature.
Master's degree.
Master's degree, next page, my lords. Beside fulfilling the above qualification, because there they use the word essential, beside fulfilling the above qualification, the candidate must have cleared national eligibility test NET conducted by UGC or CSR, or a similar test accredited by the UGC like SLET or SET, or who have been awarded a PhD in accordance with University Grants Commission, so and so regulations, and their amendments from time to time may be exempted from net SLET SCT. So PhD is not a requirement. It is a PG plus a NET or SLET. That is what even they've said in their affidavit also. This is the regulation. So now, my lords, one submission, my lords, based on what fell from the court. My lords, insofar as the regular recruitment statistics are concerned, in page number, my lords, 15 of the petition, if my lords may see. Lords, from 2003, my lords, we are in this guest lecture. The state has continued this guest lecture thing till date. Lords, from 2003, we have had 6 regular recruitments. Page 15.
Yes.
See, bottom of the page, my lords. From 2003, my lords, we have had 6 regular recruitments. The last of the recruitments, the next page, my lords, 2021, we had, my lords, advertised 1,242 posts. This recruitment, my lords, was finalized in 2024, and appointment orders were issued in 24. So a fresh notification, my lords, for the remaining post has to be done. Now, my lords, in the meantime, please, my lords.
Which is how many?
Which is, my lords, the total sanction strength, my lords, is 7,187.
See, that is what the problem
Working is 6,190.
The problem is that your sanction strength is a fraction of what your requirement is.
Please.
Therefore, you are going to less lecture. Their guideline says you can't exceed, you can't appoint anybody even as a guest faculty
Beyond 20%.
without the sanction post. So sanction post in any case, you have to do a maximum relaxation that they're giving you is 20% above the sanction post.
Please.
Now, how are you going to conform with this?
Let's, insofar as that is concerned, let's, we have been, these numbers, let's, that we are, that the state required around 10,000 odd has been continuing from the last few years. UGC had no objection to it because the guideline, the communication that my learned friend read is to universities, where, my lords, the universities, my lords, have control over the sanction. But here, my lords, it's a state department which is running first grade colleges. And, my lords, my admissions, my lords, fluctuate in different subjects based on a year, and based on the admissions, my lords, I have the workload fluctuating. And in some cases, my lords, what happens because of the nature of the subject itself, the number of guest lecturers may look like more, but ultimately, if you take the workload into account, it will be like around 50%, my lords, of the regular lecturer's workload itself. For example, if the regular lecturer, my lords, teaches around 22 hours or 24 hours per week, then, my lords, for a guest lecturer, if he teaches only 10 or 12, then what happens is technically, my lords, I'm having 2 guest lecturers for the purpose compared to a regularly appointed guest lecturer. So because of the workload, and the number of subjects involved, my lords, I'm actually having to appoint around 10,000 odd for the previous year and for this year.
No, but how will you conform to the guidelines? The question.
Guidelines, that guidelines does not apply, my lords, to the state. It only for universities, not for state. This is, my lords, the state departments, the colleges run by the state's department. Kindly see the circular my learned friend read. It is for universities.
No.
They have not, my lords, UGC till date has not objected, my lords, on the percentage that is, if I've gone 20%. If they have any grievance, let them, if the university communicates to, UGC communicates to us, my lords, we will take steps, my lords, with regard to that.
We can't understand what
Kindly
is the
see.
difference because if it's a state or a university.
They have not issued to us, my lords, stating that you cannot exceed 20%. Today, for the first time, my learned friend is contending.
State also, the state-sponsored universities, no?
Universities, my lords, what happens is
So
this.
which is a college which is not a university where you want?
Lords, we are government first grade colleges. We are, these are government first grade colleges affiliated to a university. It is university constituent colleges. Lords, there is a difference. The university has its own constituent colleges, where, my lords, they appoint, my lords, their lecturers, but in respect of other colleges which are affiliated to the university, private,
Your qualifications can't change.
qualification is not,
You
no,
can't say,
minimum qualification.
Can I have an exemption for the government-run colleges?
Lords, otherwise I cannot, I should not take, lords, at the end of the day, lords, if that is there, I should not take admissions. And I can take admissions only based on the number of the regular sanctioned working strength I have, plus another 20%.
So you have to increase your
I have to,
sanction strength.
No,
What your
sanction strength.
requirement is.
please, lords, that,
Because the whole idea of having these guest lecturers for 10 months
please.
each defeats the very purpose. That's what they're saying.
Therefore, my lords, may I,
Your workload is permanent.
please.
Not your workload fluctuate. Your
Please.
idea of fluctuation maybe to a level of 10%, 20%. Can't be more than that.
Please.
Therefore, they're giving you the option of 20%. You have to at least comply with this.
My lords, may I just make this, my lords, may make those observations, my lords, in order. We will, the state will take steps, my lords, to comply with that, so that we'll increase the
Yes.
number of posts.
We are asking you why you give us a roadmap which you can implement.
Time bomb.
Because otherwise, there is a question of doing. So you give us a roadmap of how you're going to do it.
Please, my lords,
They can't give you a relaxation.
please, my lords, what we are, my lords,
He may be able to, although it's not
Lords, may just
strictly
make-
in the, in our place also.
may I just make this.
At least-
This strength, they'll have to require financial departments because the burden of.
We are asking a roadmap. When will you
Please, my lords,
complete?
may I just, my lords, put it this way. My lords, for, insofar as, my lords, the academic year, my lords, starts, my lords, from September. So August, my lords, therefore, we were pushing for the hearing of this matter. Now, my lords, we have to continue, for the next academic year, that is 25-26.
See, like we told you, we can't interfere with this order.
My lords,
We
only
can
one year.
interfere with-
My lords, I get it, my lords, insofar as my lords have, made.
You have to make a very compelling case for interference with, apart from saying your counseling is. If they're right that for 3 years this has gone on, then you repeated, perpetuated this for 3 years. Sometime you'll have to stop.
It has to stop, my lords. If, my lords, from 2003, my lords, the system has continued. But in the previous year also, for the present working strength also, 50% of them, my lords, are UGC qualified candidates. The other people, my lords, are the persons who don't have need. My submission is
Today,
for
all that you have to do.
one more year. If my lords may allow us to complete.
Today, all that you have to do is to point out in these subjects we don't have, we are a constraint. For that subject, we may give you a year's relaxation.
Please, my lords.
But for the subjects where you have persons available, what is the rationale of leaving the qualified ones out and giving?
For that, my lords, I would just
giving-
put it this way.
This is
If-
exactly what your guest lecturer, 3 years,
That's from 2003.
48 marks translates to.
It's 48 marks, my lords, that they have been working, my lords. There have been no complaints insofar as that.
No, that's
aspect.
right. So you're saying if somebody has work experience, what objections can you have for the
I'm
giving
not
them
saying
a,
that. One-
giving them weightage? Of course you can, but you're using that weightage to outrun the basic qualification.
No,
To
lords,
give, if you got somebody who's fully qualified and he's a guest lecturer, by all means give him preference. If his experience is for 2 years, you can't let that override the main thing, main point.
Let's, as a statement, I could just treat this, my lords, for 1 year, 25, 26. If my lords allow us to operate it as it is, my lords can say that this order shall be implemented, stricto sensu, my lords, from.
Then you will have to give us an affidavit to undertake, we will implement it in this manner and this case, and we want this relaxation, we might give it to you. We can't find fault with the learned single judge, this order. We are in appeal.
Please,
So unless you give us some compelling reasons to allow you to do so, which we may, by saying in the state of, since the problem that you are in, the implementation doesn't mean students don't give you that part of the relaxation as you've done.
then my lords can have it day after tomorrow,
Not that I come down.
because that will be the last day of the
Only
month.
one clarification, my lords.
After tomorrow is Saturday.
Saturday, working Saturday. Working Saturday, sitting day, my lords. Subject to my lords. Monday.
The bench will not be sitting on Saturday.
Please, then on Monday, my lords.
Monday.
Monday.
Only one submission, my lords. Only one clarification, my lords.
They have paid less.
That the guidelines I read is a relaxation given from 10% to 20%. Otherwise, regulation
10%.
regulation says only 10%. They are bound by that.
Come out with,
Yes.
ultimately
Yes.
the state has to also continue with that.
They make it permanent, my lord. The financial burden we have paid less than the other. We have paid, even the recruitment. That will not press for the movement, my lords. At least we get some time so that we.
No, but the question is, if he's right that you got 3 years and you still not qualified,
Problem,
which only means that either you can't qualify.
my learned friend pointed out, UGC. Nobody was pressing, so everyone was going around with that. If something comes on ahead, my lord, that's why we are saying, some of us, my lords, are 56. To write an exam itself is a difficult task at that age.
Why it should be easy if you're in academia.
I understand, but then, my lords,
It may be difficult if you're in some If you're in some applied art, where you're actually working what you've learned, and so therefore the ages since you've given your exam is over, academia is never, people in academia have no problem writing exams.
That's why otherwise, because what happens if you've gone out and the recruitment also has a cutoff age. Though the learned single judge says cutoff age should not be applied to us. Because otherwise in our 50s, nobody will get a job at that stage. And if cutoff age is prescribed for recruitment, then all of us will immediately get out of 50s and above, most of us.
See,
No, we have
the
had-
problem you run is,
No,
That I think they have
no,
given.
it's, age relaxation will be provided notes to a certain extent, but it is not that recruitments have not happened. Recruitments have happened, maybe they have applied, not qualified.
you
because
tell
the
us a roadmap of what is
Please.
Minus two.
you can at least put it.
Recruitment is minus two,
How this?
small number.
Very small. 1,000, Millards, last recruitment was 1,200 odd, 1,242.
Wherever the exam is not conducted by the state government, it should not be insisted upon. That
No,
is
no.
UGC regulation says.
The UGC regulation,
Not government at all.
no, no, UGC regulation doesn't say so. There are certain subjects on which nets are not conducted. In those subjects, it is exempt. That's what it
Kindly have a
says.
look at the UGC regulation. I'll point out. Look at 2018. This is why, Millet, we have been continuing. This is issued for the minimum qualification of appointment of teachers and other academic staffs in the universities and colleges, and measures for maintenance of standards of higher education 2018. Kindly have a look at Millet 3.1. Recruitment of qualification. Your lordships are aware, Millet, regulation 13 provides it is as good as a direct recruitment you have to make. Millet 3.1, the direct recruitment of the posts of assistant professors, as associate professors and professors in the universities and colleges, and senior professors in the universities. It is a case of degree colleges where, Millet, the master of discipline and degree of discipline is been sought by the state government. Now kindly have it 3.3.1. The national eligibility test and accredited test and the state eligibility shall remain the minimum eligibility for the appointment of assistant professors or equivalent positions, whatever provided in this regulation. Further, SLT shall be the minimum. Next, Millet 2. The clearing of NET, SLT, SET shall not be required. Kindly mark. For the candidates for such disciplines for which NET SLET has not been conducted. Now the state government is not conducting the SLET, NET or any programs. Where we have to go? It is the UGC gives an exemption here.
It's not like that. If in respect of, if in a subject, not in certain subjects, there is even UGC does not conduct NET, SLET. Only for those subjects, there is an exemption. Malan.
No,
If those subjects are there,
to conducting the.
No, it has been,
No,
look,
sir, I am
I would
informed that
say
except-
it has been conducted twice and there was a malpractice. The state government cancelled all the NET SLET until further orders, not calling for it all. Where should we go? We are not working since from past 25 years and continue.
we'll say that also.
When was the next?
When was the last exam conducted? When is the next exam?
SLET and SET.
I'll get all those details.
NET
We'll
is
place it in
conducted
the-
by UGC, Millet, not by the
Let
state.
them also say, Millards.
SLET
SLET
is
is by the
conducted by,
state.
SET is conducted by
No
them.
conducting any.
We are conducting,
If in a subject,
They're conducting any.
they are conducting, every year, twice it is conducted.
But wherever the SLET, either of the, there is a slash mark, any one of them. But the competitive exams, the NIT, they are not conducting per year. Requirement as qualified. Let them come with the,
NET they're doing twice a year. Slash your right means or.
no, yes, correct.
So
But
what prevents you
we will
what
provide the,
prevents you from clearing NET?
no, we will provide the information how far they have also conducted so far.
They are saying that two exams a year are being held in NET.
No, we shall come with the information.
if in a subject, the NET SLET is not conducted at all, then the minimum qualification will be degree.
Obviously, there is not.
That's what, so my learned friend cannot paint the whole, in most of the subjects which I pointed out, there is NET, SLET. That's why we are litigating. Otherwise, there was no litigation at all.
Follow next time. Monday we'll let him give an affidavit, roadmap at least. on-
Please, Manoj, we'll do that. I'll do that.
Number 88,
2:30.
Yes,
Monday, your lordships will take it at
yes,
2:30.
Monday we'll take it.
2:30.
2:30.
Or can we request for 3:30 itself?
Let's 3:30.
3:30.
3:30.
Yes, grateful.
Bill number 88.